almost 13 years ago in early 2000. From the first brewing day until the beer is ready to drink usually takes about 4 weeks. Usually you start with your brewing pot, a big metal kettle, fill it with anywhere from 1.5 gallons to 3 gallons of water, and then you can steep some grains, which are usually various kinds of malts or roasted barley or a number of other ingredients. Okay, so we're making an oatmeal stout. This is about 3.5 pounds of various types of grains, and this gives it a lot of color and flavor, especially the dark grains in here, because this is a stout, it's a darker beer. And then, because it's an oatmeal stout, this is about 1.5 pounds of flaked oats. And then the oats also give it a real nice creamy head. Like if you ever had a Guinness, Guinness has got a real nice creamy head to it. So that's what the oats are for. These are vanilla beans. So we're going to take these, and we're going to slice them open. Okay, and then we just scrape out this here stuff, because the flavor is actually in the bean itself. And we're just going to get this to, we're not going to boil, we're going to get it to a simmer, and once it's simmering, we're going to get the vanilla beans in there and just let them simmer for a couple of hours. This is actually full of malts and sugars right now. We're going to add some more sugar to it. So this is malt extract, liquid malt extract. So you can see it looks just like syrup. That's basically what it is. And the reason there's so much sugar in here is because that's what the yeast uses as food, and as it consumes the sugar, it turns it into alcohol. So that's how you get your fermentation. These are bittering hops. So that's why they're in the boil for an hour. Usually bittering hops are in for at least 30 minutes, more like 45, sometimes up to an hour. That extracts the oils that are in the hops, which gives it the beer the bitterness. There's also aroma hops, which you put in at the very end, maybe the last couple of minutes to 5 minutes or so. And that'll actually give the beer more of a hoppy aroma as opposed to a bitter taste. So we're just going to pull this off and pour the yeast slurry in. Put this back in. So now we've got a closed system, which means this is airtight, and it's got a hose coming up and over and down into this and ends into the water in the pot. What that'll do is allow the carbon dioxide that the yeast produces to escape, but not allow any contaminants from the outside air to go back up through the hose and get into the wort to contaminate it. And we'll come back tomorrow in the morning and see if we've got some yeast activity. Alright, so it's about 14 hours since we pitched the yeast into our carboy here with the wort. And as you can see, we've got some very nice fermentation going on right now. The yeast is actively consuming the sugars that are in the wort, turning it into alcohol and releasing carbon dioxide. And the carbon dioxide is going up through the blow-off tube being released in our bucket of water down here. The fermentation will take about 2 weeks or so, and once fermentation is done, you either keg the beer. A lot of home brewers will keg their beer, or in my instance and a lot of other folks, you bottle it. So you bottle a beer and cap it and let it sit for 2 weeks to give it a chance to carbonate. And once it's sat for 2 weeks, you pop one open and see how you did.